Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You join me once again for Tanso Manufacturers Team versus Team Group 3. This time round, we're getting ready to start qualifying for the second round, which is Circuit de St. Croix A. As you can see by the little layout map there in the middle, it's not the biggest, but if you can see it, not the simplest track in the world. And certainly, personally speaking, I do not like this track. It's so hard to remember, and there's so many corners. It's just you can argue Nordschleif's easier to remember than this track is. They all look exactly the same. Anyway, that shouldn't take away from the racing because I'm not involved, so I won't use my bias against the track to influence tonight. But yeah, it could be an interesting one, let's say, just from the track and what challenges that brings to the drivers. So yeah, hopefully we'll have a good one. We're just waiting a few minutes till we get qualifying underway. I'm AG, by the way. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to hit that subscribe button if you feel like sticking with me or want to stick with the rest of the championship. I'll be doing this for 4 weeks. I think it lasts for this championship, so you can join me for tonight and the next 2 weeks if you fancy it. So yeah, we'll just wait around for a few minutes. Can we jump in? Is there anyone actually driving around? There's a few people practicing at the moment, but nothing major going on track. No, we're sat in the pits actually. So yeah, should be an interesting one tonight. We'll see how it goes, and like I said, just wait a few minutes till qualifying starts. I'm not going to waffle on too much till we're underway, really. Good evening, those I've just joined. Hopefully you're alright. So I'm liking this guy's name. I'm pronouncing it probably completely wrongly, but I like the way I'm pronouncing it. Phil Babage. Yes, I like a good name to mispronounce. It makes it more fun for some reason. I don't know why. It really does though. So yeah, we'll jump in, see if I think a couple of people are driving around now. Keep an eye on them before qualifying starts, and then we'll get underway and do our best to bring you a reasonably entertaining race session from the Tanso Racing Group. Just a little disclaimer, most of these guys are pretty new to me, apart from last week I did the replay video, didn't manage to do the stream live, but just to get my excuse in there really, I'm not that familiar with the names, so I might get the names mixed up. I might say that the wrong person's overtaken the wrong person at some point, but I'll try and do my best. Can get pretty tricky when there's a lot of action going on, but yeah, hopefully I'll keep it nice and calm and do my best with the names and not get too mixed up. Good evening, Carrington. I see you watching the stream and racing. I like it. Looking to hear for those extra little tactics. If you hear someone's on the fresher tyre or on a different tyre, you get to know all that kind of stuff. A couple of people do this, watch the stream and race at the same time. And I think, unless I'm that entertaining, which I can hardly believe, I think, oh, I'm his wife. Oh, fair enough. Well, good evening. Good to have someone on board cheering him on. But, yeah, it's quite interesting. I guess I don't know if his wife's going to help him out in this case, but could pass on the message if there's any interesting information I mention about the guys in front of Carrington at the time, or whatever, however it works out. I'm pit crew. I like it. You got your little board to wave in front of him when he needs to pit. So yeah, wait for this one to get underway. We're not quite kicked it off yet. Waiting for qualifying to start. I'm not sure everyone's actually in the room at the moment either. Quickly before we get underway as well, it should be starting any moment now, but I'll just go through the rules again, or the kind of layout of the championship, should I say, a bit more than the rules. So there's 6 different manufacturers involved in this championship. The guys haven't had a chance to pick their cars. They've been designated to the drivers. like I said last week or on the replay video I did, it's luck of the draw really. If you get a car that you like or you gel with or you don't, it's a bit of a, like I say, a bit of an odd one for that, and that's why I'm quite interested in this championship. Not just that reason, but I think it makes it a little bit more interesting, the fact that you don't get to pick your own car basically. So yeah, 6 different manufacturers and 2 teammates per manufacturer, so 12 people driving all together for those that are great at maths. And yeah, I'm the 13th as a commentator. So, are we ready? Good evening, AD from Cutler. Good evening, Cutler. How's it going? If you're listening, that is. If not, I'll send a little good evening. I'll cover both bases later. So yeah, do bear with me. I'm going to lose my voice if I waffle on too much. I know what I'm like. I can talk for the sake of talking, so I'll wait till the actual qualifying starts and then waffle my way through it. Hopefully with some useful information along the way at some point. Let's go back, see what's going on. I thought qualifying started at 8:30, maybe I've got that wrong. I got something wrong last week. Did say that you couldn't use the super soft tyre, and then it turns out you could. I must have read an old version of the rules or something, because I'm sure that's what I read, but never mind. So the guys are able to use the super soft tyre, and obviously any other tyre that they desire, but the super soft being the fastest. In the right hand side, there's a guy I raced with on a Friday night league, and he seems to be able to use the soft tyre and still get a lot of time out of it. It can be quicker than the super soft sometimes, and it's rather annoying. It's not always the softest, the fastest tyre, the super soft. But what have I done here? Oh my god, I'm pressing buttons by accident here. Right. There we go. Do remember as well, if your expectations are a little bit high, lower them a little bit. I'm no professional at all this, I just try my best, so there's plenty of mistakes to go along with it. Oh, who's this? Hi Ed, I love the commentating on the first race, Gr3 from Amsterdam. Good evening Rick, thank you very much indeed. Nice of you to say so. I enjoy doing it, I'll be honest. I got to a point once where, a while back, a couple of months ago now, but I was doing it too much and I did stop enjoying it, but I really enjoy coming back to it and doing a bit of commentary. It's good fun. Quality starts at 9. Oh well, I'm premature as hell here, right? My voice is well and truly going to run out, so I'll just keep it very brief on what I say. Hope you don't mind. Comment on the chat that's going on, and just keep an eye on the drivers, I guess. Let's pick a favourite out before we get to qualifying from the performance during this little practice session. Look at the times as well. The fastest time so far from Josh is a 3:17.9, so it's a mega long track. The 3 minute of lap time is ridiculously long. And I'm not sure that's even the fastest lap, or that might be. I meant that the other way around. That's quite a fast lap, I think. So obviously a slow lap looks more like 3.5 minutes. So just skipping through, let's actually mention the manufacturers. I waffled my way through the kind of introduction I did, but didn't actually go through any massive detail of what's going on. So we'll go through since I've got forever, for a half an hour introduction, my longest ever introduction. And God, it's warm up here. I'm gonna end up fainting at some point. Right, where am I? So for the manufacturers, we're watching the Mercedes at the moment, the SLS of OB1. But we also have Team Mazda. Can I skip through to Mazda? Is the one on track? There we go. Jamin is one of the Team Mazda teammates. And yep, there you go. There's the Mazda. Nice British touring car style livery on it. I like it. Nice and simple but effective. And then we've got the Nissan. with, oh sorry, driving in Team Mazda is Ethan and Rick. The actual real names, so that won't mean anything. Oh, it's complicated as all this. Team Nissan, there's another team involved. Oh my god, I've made a hash of this one already. Yeah, there we go. Nice little livery. Team Kebab. Is that a kebab but spelled differently? I'm not sure. But yeah, might mean something I'm not familiar with. Like I've already mentioned, Team Mercedes is on the list here. I've got Team Honda. Where's the Honda? That's the McLaren. Let's just go to the one that we come to first. We've got Team McLaren. And then we've got Team Honda, driven by Cutler in this instance. And then finally, who's going to give me the Jaguar to look at? We've got a Jaguar somewhere, there we go. Carrington in the green and black livery, looks awesome. Jaguar. So that's the 6 manufacturers. Can you tell I'm panting? That took me about 5 minutes to get through 6 manufacturers. We'll go through the leaderboard. From last week's results, we have 1 week's results being the second round. This will obviously give us the second round results, but from week 1 we have the Mercedes in the lead with 29 points, McLaren in second with 27, so it's very close between McLaren and Mercedes at the moment. Jaguar as well, not far off with 25, so there's only 4 points in it from first to third in the championship so far for the manufacturers, that is. Nissan in 4th with 21 points, Honda's in 5th with 18 points, and Mazda not far behind Honda, so a little battle at the back between Honda and Mazda, and 1 point in it, so 18 and 17 points between them. So that's that, and then I'll go through the finishing results since I've got it all in front of me. Finishing results from last week as well. So we had a really good race from, is that right? Yeah, we had a really good race from Obi-Wan. Finished in first place in the Mercedes. In second was Apache in the McLaren. Then third was Carrington in the Jaguar. Cutler finished in 4th, having a bit of a mixed race, but did a really good job of coming back into it and making his way through the field eventually. So he finished in 4th in the Honda. Last week, Phil Babbage, my favourite name, finished in 5th in the Nissan. So good. Basically, the top 6 finishers were all in different manufacturers. There wasn't one manufacturer that took 2 spots in the top 6, if that makes any sense at all. It did to me. Then we've got Tanso, who finished in 7th in the Jaguar. In 8th was Doc in the Nissan. Rick finished in 9th in the Mercedes. Josh finished in 10th in the McLaren. And then we had Jamin finish in 11th in the Mazda, and then TRG Scrabber finishing 12th in the Honda. So that's last week's, God that was tiny, that's why it took me so long to read. That's last week's results. Right, I'm going to shut up now and have a little bit of a drink and just chill out. Hope you don't mind. Feel free to send me a message, I'll be back on the messages in a second. There we go. So I do apologise, I've started the stream incredibly early. I thought qualifying started at 8:30, but it is actually 9 o'clock, so it's up to you. If you want to hang around, by all means feel free to. If you're not that keen on watching a big practice session, then pop back at 9 for the start of qualifying. Yeah, I'm going to stay here nonetheless and keep going. Good evening, Kath Campbell. Keep doing it, please. Oh, thank you very much. I'll try. I bet you have some fun in Amsterdam as well. I forgot to mention where you're from. You did put Amsterdam. I've visited a few times. It's a good place. I like it. Don't remember much of it, if you know what I mean. Loving the commentary. He takes pride in his designs. Does commentary? He does. It looks good, and it shows as well when people really put that effort into their to the liveries. It really does show. It's obvious straight away because basically the car looks really good. It's quite easy to make a car look bad as well. So all these designs that these guys have done, they're all very good. They all get my thumbs up, double thumbs up from ADJ. Good luck from Cat for everyone tonight. Yeah, the same from me as well. Good luck to all the boys. Hopefully we have a good one, and they give us some entertaining races. It's certainly a bit of a handful of a track, so it should keep us entertained in one way or another. I've got a little bit of a fear with it being such a long track and some of the corners being quite tricky. We might see a few incidents that drop people back quite a long way, and there might be quite a big gaps between the cars. We're in for a 40-minute endurance race, which I haven't yet mentioned, which I probably should have done, and yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be quite good. Last week's racing was pretty good as well. There was a good battle all the way to the end, especially at the top of the field. It was never quite settled who was going to take first place, so that kept it interesting all the way through. It was good. Oh, look at this, Iceman Kimmy. I'm not sure if he's just in here for practice, or this is actually the guy. I think one of the guys was missing last week, so this might be the guy that should have been racing, but I'm pretty sure that one wasn't his name, so I'll keep an eye on that. I'm not sure what's going on there. Someone might explain to me in the chat if they know what's going on. It is what Amsterdam does here, yes, it is, in my case especially. Yeah, good times, good times. I've heard it's not quite the same. It's a long time since I've been, and I've had friends that have gone, not that recently, but in the last couple of years, and they said it's changed quite a lot, so I don't know if I want to go again, and it might be a better place, but I don't really know if I want to go and ruin the good memories I've got of it from when I used to go back in the day. I'm doing a terrible job of skipping through the drivers, just sticking with one driver at the moment. Let's go on board with them as well and see what the driving inputs are looking like through some of these corners. Again, like I mentioned, not the easiest of tracks. If you look at like the entry to that one, then it's not blind apex, but you're late until you can really see the apex and your turning point. And look how bright the surface is as well. It's not the easiest to distinguish where the curves are compared to the edge of the track. So again, look, you're just driving up a crest, what's coming, you can't see a lot on this track. That's why I've always struggled to gel with this track. I'm never sure what's coming. I have to look at the map all the time, because it all looks the same to me. It's all flat, and there's nothing like that stands out or is familiar to any of the corners. It all looks like the same corner to me. It's either a left or a right, and I've no idea what's coming. So I personally think it's a really difficult track this tonight, so kudos to anyone that does really well tonight. Before we even get going, I'll give them that credit. It's Phil's new teammate, so that's Spanish, what's his name? Where is it? What's his name again? Britsberger wasn't with us last week, that's the one. Britsberger. Iceman Kimmy, what a name as well, obviously referring to Kimi Räikkönen, must be a Kimi Räikkönen fan, I'm assuming, unless there's another Iceman Kimmy. But yeah, it might even be Kimi Räikkönen, who knows? In fact, I think, pretty sure he's been pretty busy today, so maybe not. Anyone watch the F1 earlier? Whew! Was a bit unpredictable. I've had to come up and start the commentary and not actually watch the end, so I didn't actually see the end because I was only watching the highlights on Channel 4. But yeah, quite an interesting one. The last couple of weeks have been a bit different. Doing it again, skipping through the drivers. Give everyone a little bit of a look and a bit of credit. Running out wide there, Phil. Nearly taking it too far onto the curb. Not that it really matters, they are in practice. This is when you want to get your mistakes out of the way. If you're going to run wide at any point or outbrake yourself, this is the time to do it. What time are we on? 15 minutes to go. Like I say, I'm going to shut up for a little bit. I'm pretty sure you don't come here to listen to me anyway. A lot of people will be interested in the racing and nothing else. So I'll just keep skipping through. I'll just sit here, have a little smoke, have a little bit of cider, and hopefully don't go all squiffy-eyed by the end. Hope everyone in the chat, everyone watching is well. These weird and wonderful times we're still living in. No, it's not the best opportunity to get to know these guys a little bit more, but just getting to know the driving a little bit more, and gives me that extra chance to watch them. So I'll use it as a bit of a benefit from that standpoint. Like I said earlier on, if you've only just joined, most of these guys not that familiar to me, so it's interesting to see and catch up with a new group of lads, assuming they're all lads. There might be a few girls in there, or it might be a full field of women. Well, I know in fact one's definitely, well, Phil's a very, yeah, anyway, I won't get into that. In fact, I've just thought of what I could actually do. I'm going to turn my wheel on and have a lap or two and remind myself how difficult this track is, because like I've said already, it's I find it difficult to remember what's coming, so I'll have to look at the map a lot at the top right hand side, but I'll give it a go. That hasn't finished the stream, has it? No. Does that end the stream? No, thank God for that. Just had to sign in on my wheel. I thought for a second it had just ended everything, and I'll pause for a second. Right, let's have a little lap or two. I know I'm not racing, but it's only practice, so I shouldn't really be affecting anyone, and with a 3-minute lap I'm sure I can avoid everyone on track. What car do I go for? That is the thing. Let's have a little look. So what are the choices again? We could go, quite intrigued with that Mazda, but I'm not overly familiar with it. I'll tell you what we'll go for, the Jag. I quite like the Jag. I've driven it for a season a long time ago, but I really did enjoy driving it. It was good. Always go through all this. Sorry, it's just habit. I don't even know what I want it on, but I always change it for some reason. There we go. No traction control. Brakes, 2 to the front. Let's have a little bash. I'll put my keyboard down instead of having it on my lap. Keyboard that I haven't even touched yet. Right, so I'm not in anyone's way. Oh, I kind of remember this first corner. You've got to try and cut the corner as much as possible. Back on the power early. Run it out wide. It's quite a fast corner, is that actually? And especially when you haven't just come out of the pits, you're actually going down the start finish straight, full speed into it. And broke way too early there, the 100 marker, but got through the corner not too bad. Yeah, I don't know what's coming. This is the problem with this track. Look, that's a lot tighter than I was expecting. The turning looked quite open then. The track's quite wide, so turning quite quick, and then all of a sudden it tightens up on me. This is where I've got to look at the map at the top all the time. You see, that looks tighter than it is as well if you look at the map. It looks like 2 really tight right-handers, but not actually as tight as they look. Quite open actually. It's because the track's so wide, so you can carry quite a lot of speed through those. I'm kind of reminding myself as well as talking you guys through this as well of what the track's like. A bit different when you watch it and you're watching people go around. You don't actually appreciate what they're doing gear-wise and how they're having to handle it through that corner, or the understeer that you have to cure and all that kind of stuff. So it gives you a whole new perspective when you jump out on track and give it a go yourself. I'm not flying at this point, but I'm getting around it. This looks fast on the map. Let's see if it is. Oh, it tightens up a bit. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, there's a little bump mid-corner there, so you've got to make sure you're not too wide, because if you are, that bump will send you off. Oh, we're going for a right-hander. I was getting ready for a left. Where are we now? Tight chicane by the look of it. Braking really early, way too early, so nowhere near the guys where they'll be braking. Just trying to get through the corners, braking really too early. Into a tight right hairpin, hitting the apex reasonably, a bit too much steering input going in, a bit of a correction mid-apex, mid-turning. I can forgive myself for that. I hit the apex, that's all that matters really, in my eyes. So onto the tight, that's quite a tight corner onto the bridge there. It's one that can really catch you out, and if you go wide there, it's a big mistake. I've done it myself in the race before, and I was really kicking myself afterwards. I'm not even sure what's coming here. What's this? So quite a slow, is that slow? Yeah, it's quite a slow chicane. I thought I'd taken it really slowly then, but it is actually quite slow as well. I could have taken it faster than that with a bit of practice. And then, oh, right sweep. Oh, I nearly went off looking at the map. Big sweeping right-hander. My god, that's a bad lap. So this is everything that you don't want to be doing around here. Like I say, I just can't remember what's coming. Too slow through there. I could have taken about an extra 20 miles an hour through there. So the fastest lap so far is a 3:05. This is an out lap coming out of the pits, but it's going to be nowhere near that. It's already a 3:19. I'm not even at the line yet. I'll do another lap, a fast lap, or what I'm going to class as a fast lap, even though it won't be anywhere near fast. Hitting the apex on T1 quite nicely. Could have carried a little bit more speed again. Definitely could have carried or contained a little bit of understeer towards the exit, but didn't get it because I didn't quite carry as much speed as I could have done. Back on the power after quite a late apex and waiting for it, a bit hesitant. So this is the one that tightened up on me last time and killed me. It tightens up every time. I don't know why I said last time. It's the one I got wrong last time. It's the same corner every time. I'm looking just to be accurate rather than fast and just carry some kind of momentum into these apexes and exits. That wasn't too bad. I actually felt reasonable through that second one. So left-hander, looking at the map again. Ridiculous. I pretty much know, well, I'm not going to say I know every track or anything like that, but I've got a good idea of where I'm going on a lot of tracks. Not just on this game, either on a lot of games, but this one is just one that I cannot get my head around. It just does not compute. I've been ignoring the chat. I don't know if anyone said anything, but not a lot. So long straight now, cross a sector time, whatever it's called, delta time, oh, I can't think of the name, timing line, fast chicane, a lot faster than that. Kind of reminds me of the chicane at the Donington GP track, that the one towards the end, when it's not right left, it's the other way around, it's the left right configuration of Donington. It's kind of the same kind of chicane, quite quick, but if you get it wrong, you get it really wrong. Oh, bloody hell, it's a long old lap, and it really feels like it as well. You feel like you're getting somewhere towards the end, and then you look at the time, nope, I'm only 2 minutes in, I've still got another minute to go at least. Well, this has kept me entertained a little bit more than sitting there waffling on about nothing. Hopefully you guys too. Oh, again, I kind of actually want to get to know this track. I bet it'll actually be quite a good track. Really pushes through some of these corners, really be on the edge, but just not able to have the track knowledge to do it at the moment. I like that. Could have definitely carried more speed through there, but knowing the corner properly, getting back on the power early enough. But not too bad a time in the end, what is it? 3:08.6, not too bad, I'll take that. Anyway, that's me done for the evening. Might as well turn my wheel off. 5 minutes now until qualifying starts, but there you go, that gives you a little bit more of an idea of the track and what the guys are actually doing tonight, not just from the outside view where they have to brake, the gearing, all that kind of stuff, and the speed of the corners is like I've just seen there and witnessed myself and done it myself. There's a lot of fast corners in there, so there's a lot of opportunity to carry a lot of speed, but at the same time that equals risk reward kind of stuff. So the more speed you carry, obviously the more risk of going wide or having a little incident on the grass or whatever it might be, and yeah, and getting it all wrong. So it's that kind of track where you can really push, but all of a sudden you can have a big incident because you're just pushing that a little bit too hard. Hopefully we don't see that tonight and we see some really good driving throughout, but I can see it happening because that's exactly what I imagine I'd do. I'd get a bit too cocky on this track, I think, and end up binning it somewhere. In fact, I know I would. Iceman. I thought he were in here. Oh, was it the other lobby that he was in before we jumped lobbies? He was in here. He was. We've mentioned him. We were watching him. Oh, I don't know where he's gone. Is he? Oh, yeah, he's left the room. It says on the left. Bloody hell. Oh, that's not good. We had a new teammate for Rick by the sound of it, but he's gone astray. Hopefully it's just a little connection problem or something and he'll be back with us in a minute because he's got 3 minutes until qualifying starts. I'm not sure if it's because I missed last week, I didn't actually see qualifying, so I'm not sure if it's an open qualifying session or a closed one where if you miss the beginning you can't get into it. If it's an open one, it doesn't really matter, you can come in with 2 minutes left and still get a time in so long as you've got enough time to get round. His wheel has a problem there, Phil's saying. That's not good, that's not good. I wonder how he's on the pad. It's not actually that hard a game to play on the pad, even if you do manual gears and that as well. I really surprised myself when I had to go. Thought it'd be quite hard, but it really wasn't. Because you just do exactly the same thing, but it's on a pad. It doesn't feel like that different to a wheel in a way. Obviously you don't have the force feedback, but you're still doing the exact same, you're braking at the same point, same gearing, exactly the same, it's no different. It is just getting used to the sticks instead of a wheel. There we go, he's rejoined, that's there's a bit of hope there. Hi, I'm Batman. Well mate, you might know, but you Kimi Räikkönen or you're Batman? I'm confused. There we go, I think we have a full grid tonight. We did last week because someone stood in for, I can't remember his name now, again, not familiar with the names too much, so I do apologise, but there was a standing driver for Britsburger last week, so I believe, I'm pretty sure it was him. Britsburger is going to be his first showing tonight for this championship. He's trying to fix his wheel, man! I just make stuff up sometimes. Ah. Alright, he might not have a problem with his wheel, I'm guessing that's what Phil means by that. I just make stuff up sometimes. I'm trying to follow this weird conversation that's going on in this chat, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. You kind of got to make your own interpretation of it. It's always a bit like that, his chat, because no one can be asked writing full sentences, so everyone's doing it on pad normally. They haven't got not many people have got a keyboard sat in front of them to be able to text or write a massive message, but so yeah, you get these mixed sentences that don't really mean much. Right, I think we're good to go. We're about to tick over to 9 o'clock, which should be the start of qualifying. Let's get ready to jump in. Oh, I'm still, that reminds me, that's my car. I was thinking, that looks familiar. I'm still entered in. That was quite good that I actually went to my own car there. Noticed I was still involved, otherwise I would have been involved in qualifying all of a sudden then. I could have just left, I guess, but... Right. So, we're just waiting for the session to restart at some point, and then we'll be away. Don't know what the hell I'm going to cover in qualifying being a 3-minute lap. If I stick with one person for a lap, it's a hell of a long time. Oh, so I think he does have a problem with his wheel, Iceman, by the look of it. Looking at the chat again, he's put, I will try, if it happens while I'm qualifying, I'll add a few words into there, I'll leave. So I'm guessing he has got a problem with his wheel, but he's managed to get it back working again for the time being. So the tyre wear set to ×4, I thought it was ×5, but maybe not. I'm not the host. Oh, there we go, it is ×5. Oh, look at the knowledge I've got. So Obi-Wan hosting, changing the room settings, and I think everyone jumping out on track now. This is the start of qualifying, so let's go. E-Man getting out first in the Mazda. I'm going for the extreme tyre warming straight away. I think 3-minute out lap will warm your tyres sufficiently. I'm not sure you have to weave. But there you go, everyone likes a bit of fun on the outlap. Oh, Carrington going a little bit wide. Going a little bit wild through the aisles. You never know what's going on. These guys might just be having a little bit of a laugh before they get going. As long as they don't pick up any damage, it's no harm done. But yeah, it seems like they're messing about a little bit. And why not? It's meant to be fun at the end of the day, is all this. I know it kind of gets a bit serious, and especially when there's a commentator sat here commentating on it, it kind of seems serious, but at the end of the day it should all be fun, and that's what it's all about. You shouldn't be playing these games if you're not having fun. And hopefully, yeah, it does get serious. People have to focus and they concentrate, and they might not have a massive smile on their face, but trust me, winning a race is a good feeling at the same time. So it might not be a laugh all the way through, but it's satisfying when you do well. Racing's different in a way. It's like the pressure that you feel from the guy catching you behind and how you handle that, and it's a mental battle more than a physical thing, I truly believe. Half of it, I think half of it is with your feet and your steering wheel, or with your pad if you're on your pad. But the other half is completely in your head and how you handle the race. Incidents that you have, little mistakes that crop up, all that kind of stuff. Pit stop where you put on the wrong tyres, all those kind of things. How you actually handle all that. How you handle loads of traffic in qualifying. Do you drop back? Do you actually try and overtake? Do you take any risks? All that kind of stuff is where you actually really start improving, when you pay attention to all that, rather than the actual just getting around the track and driving. That's only half of it, in my opinion. And that's the easy bit almost. Strategy's the hard bit in these longer races. No one's actually started the fast lap yet. Once they do, we will certainly be giving them a little bit more attention through the field. Josh yet to come out of the pits. Phil Babage yet to come out of the pits. And Tanso yet to come out of the pits as well. So just sat there casually. I'm not sure what that's all about. But like I say, with the long lap, you'd expect people to be wanting to get out there and get the lap started nice and early, just in case they have a few bad ones. But some of the guys choosing to sit in the pits for more or less the first 3.5 minutes. Each to their own. There might be a very valid reason for it. So Carrington onto his flying lap now. First of his flying laps. And the Jaguar, absolutely electric. I'll use the word electric. I don't think I've ever used that word in commentary, so there you go, chuck it in there. Electric looking livery, bright green and black. Really stands out, the green against the black, looks good. Oh, just carrying a little bit too much speed. Finds himself rubbing against the wall. Definitely lost a big chunk of time from that. At the end of the day though, everyone else has got to avoid losing any time as well. E-Man having a problem. He's on a fast lap as well, he's not on his out lap anymore, so a bit of a shame. He's written off his first flying lap. Cutler coming around. Who else have we got here? Britsberger as well in the Mercedes. So Carrington's pulled to one side, backed out of his flying lap after that mistake, I'm guessing, where we just saw him go a little bit wide, hit the barriers. And Britsberger looks like he's going to be the first one to actually put in a representative time with minimal mistakes in there. Look at the tyre wear already. So not a huge amount, don't get me wrong, but he's only on lap 2. So this is going to be an interesting one for pit stops. You can drive with quite bad tyre wear in this game. I don't think it massively, everyone's got their own opinion, but I don't think it actually massively affects you. You just lose lap time, but you don't feel that much worse, in my opinion. So if people see it like me, they can just drive through the tyre wear, but they are just going to be losing lap time, because there's no getting away from the fact that the tyres are going off and you are going to lose time. But at the same time, it don't feel that bad, so you can just carry on driving with the tyre wear. So we'll see how people manage that, because that'll be an aspect of tonight as well. And again, going back to keeping your head and 50% of it being mental with racing, then that's an aspect of it as well. How you handle your tyres and how you consider everyone else to be handling theirs as well, because you don't know. But you just, from the lap times and the way people are catching up or gaining the gap on you in front, then you're kind of judging that, oh, maybe they're saving their tyres a little bit better than me and they're using them a little bit better, and it can influence your pit stops. Sticking to a strategy if you've worked one out is sometimes a good idea, rather than being led by other people, because it can become a bit of a torturous game. You think, what the hell, like, it looks like his tyres are gone, and then the next lap, like, the same person might do the fastest lap or something, so you really get confused what's going on. You think, it looked like his tyres were gone, but... So yeah, there's all that kind of aspect to it as well, and especially on a long track like this, like I've already mentioned, with tyre wear already playing a factor. Coming over the line now, Britsberger with a 3:05.843, which looks like quite a quick time from what we saw in the practice sessions. So definitely up there, if not in pole position kind of territory there. Cutler with a slightly faster time, actually, I've missed it. A 3:05.787, so very close. There's only 0.05 of a second between them. Again, look at the tyre wear and the rear tyres of the NSX. This is going to be an interesting race, this should be good. It's really going to be down to strategy, I think. Apache now going into pole. What's that he's done? Oh, 3:05.736, so incredibly close qualifying times between the top 3 here. There's really nothing in it at all. Really close qualifying. Oh, joining jamming, unfortunately the wrong time as he heads off and collects the wall. Picks up a little bit of damage from that as well, so that'll see him in the pits before he can get back out there and set another lap. Scrabber going well by the look of it. His tyre's not looking too bad either compared to Cutler in the same NSX. Looked like he took that corner rather conservatively, but keeping it nice and clean, doing a good job. Oh, it looks like he just missed the apex, so went for a little bit of an early apex, which sent him wide on the exit a little bit there. Gathered it up though, no massive issue. Just looked like not the best line, that's all really. But I can't say anything, you saw me driving. These guys are no doubt putting me to shame. It's hard to judge in this camera angle, but here's one of the more entertaining ones. Let's go on board actually. Let's go on board with Carrington. Coming over the bridge section. Tricky little corner, and you can see why there. Carrington getting quite close to the Armco barrier on the right hand side, but obviously avoiding it. It's purple. Good lap so far from Carrington. Let's see if we can close this one out. Got about a minute to go, just less than a minute to go till the finish line. Nice and neat and tidy through there, carried good speed as well. Running it out wide and getting it turned in nice and early, hugging the apex. Right, so that's how you take that corner. It's a bit of a double apex, but no need to get anywhere near that second apex. And turning in nice and early, getting back on the power as soon as he's got it kind of in a straight line and round the corner. Carrington's on for a good one here, I can feel it. He's not made any mistakes since we saw that purple sector. Oh, running a little bit wide, so just a little bit hesitant on the power out of the last corner. No massive mistake though, just lost a little bit of drive out of the last corner, and there we go, pole position for Carrington, but soon beaten straight afterwards, coming over the line, Cutler. Oh, and look at Cutler's time as well, he's managed a 3:05.023, so he's blown everyone out of the park with that time. He's dropped into the pit straight afterwards though, so his time's disappeared. It will reappear once he rejoins, but for the time being, Carrington looks like he's got pole position again, so if Carrington didn't actually catch that Cutler's beaten him there, he might just believe that he's still got pole and Cutler's not a threat. So it could be an interesting little strategy that from Cutler, and see what he's up to. Because at the moment, it doesn't look like he's got pole position, but he can just come back on at any point and reclaim that pole position. His time will come back up. So don't get confused about that. Oh, there we go, he's done it. And his time's gone back up into first. So it just came, I think he just used the advantage of diving into the garage to, instead of coming round for another pit stop, so he just put fresh tyres on. He's got to do another outlap, so it's not a major advantage, but yeah, it saves him actually having to do 3 laps if you think about it, because he'd have to go all the way around again after finishing that lap, then come into the pits, change his tyres, then do an outlap, so go around again, that's 2 laps, and then he'd have to do a third and final fast lap, which would be 3 laps instead of 2, so it's a wise thing to do, and if people don't cotton on to that, they should do. Getting away with it without being noticed there, Cutler though. I've noticed him, but I don't know if anyone else has. So it's a way of getting round, it's basically a shorter way, getting more laps in the qualifying, without having to actually drive round into the pits. In this case being 3 minutes of driving. Patchy. Right, let's go through the order now. It's settled down a little bit and everyone's on their either their outlap or the next lap. Cutler in first, we have Carrington in second. Quite a big gap between those guys now, but still plenty of opportunity in qualifying to amend that. Apache is in third. Good race from Apache last week, really good racing in fact, really enjoyed watching him. Britsberger in fourth, going well for his first time out with this championship, having missed last week and being replaced by a reserve driver. Tanso in fifth. Tyre wear pretty bad for Tanso in the NSX, sorry, no, it is in the NSX. No, he isn't, he's in the Jaguar, sorry. It's Cutler in the NSX behind him. Getting confused, that's what I was on about earlier, the confusion. Anyway, let's gloss over that. Jamming in sixth in the Mazda. I like that Mazda, it looks like a British touring car, it really does. Scrabo in seventh. Going well. Scrabo struggled a little bit last week, so nice to see him a little bit further up in qualifying, even though he's 13 seconds off Cutler's time in pole position, so that's a low time to gain. He can definitely improve on that, I think. Josh as well, a long way off, yet to put a fast lap in, to be fair to him, so he's looking to do that now on lap 3. Keep it nice and tidy, Josh. Josh last week looked to be driving the McLaren a bit too aggressively, so it was anyone that's driven the McLaren in this game, the Group 3 McLaren, or is it the Group 4? I'm not sure, I think the Group 3 is the same. You've really got to short shift it to get the most out of it and to make it a quick car, so, and he keeps revving it out, so he needs to get to grips with that technique and get that extra bit of time out of it from doing that. Oh, message. Not sure if you know, but E-Man is only 15 years old. Ah, nice. Right, we've got a little youngster in here, a little ringer. E-Man. Saw him have a little incident earlier, but it's only qualifying, no big deal. but it did hinder his first fast lap. But yeah, I've just been told in the chat from Carrington, or Stephanie Carrington, that he's only 15, and yeah, so pretty cool. It's always good to have a young driver in here. There was one in the championship that I used to commentate on, and it was really good to watch him. I think he was 13, and he was really good as well. He did some really good moves, really good racing. It were an absolute pleasure to watch these young uns. So I'm glad I know, actually. I'm glad you told me, because I really do enjoy, like I say, watching the progress of these young guys that maybe haven't got 10, 15 leagues that they might have done under the belt like some of us might have. But at the same time, they might not be new to all this, might have been doing it since they were 10, but I'm assuming he's kind of new to it. Maybe Steph can let me know. But yeah, it's always good to have these young guys in here, and you can literally see the progress almost when they join these leagues. They really do improve week on week, and it's a pleasure to watch. Did well last week, went from 12th and finished in 6th. Nice. Oh, qualifying's over, right. I didn't ever mention how long it was, because I didn't know. Right, I've completely messed the end of qualifying up then, do forgive me for that. But here we go, we're about to jump into the race. 40 minutes of, can we call it an endurance race? 40 minutes? It feels like it on this track, I guess. So a 40-minute race around St. Croix. And here we go, conveniently rhymes. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Oh, Apache getting a good start. E-Man getting really bogged down. Oh, it looked like there was a bit of contact on the back of E-Man, because he didn't get away then, and someone, I think it was the second McLaren by the look of it, that went into the back of him. Anyway, into the first corner, the first few guys get through cleanly. We've now got Jamming and E-Man side by side. Apache in 4th, Cutler in 3rd. Britzberger with a great start in 2nd. And Carrington, oh no, Carrington, don't do it early. If you're going to make a mistake, at least gain a little bit of a gap first. Oh no, side by side with Britzberger, a little bit of contact through there, but to be expected, they were both kind of out of time with each other there, as Carrington got the mistake gathered up and got going again. Good work to battle it out and still get away with no major incident there, and not dropping back any further than first seen. So Carrington doing a good job of holding on to that little mistake there and keeping it in 2nd. Good little start from those guys. Phil Babage in 5th, with Obi-Wan. Had a really good race last week, so he'll be putting the pressure on, no doubt, right as we speak, on the back of the GTR and the Mercedes. Looking 5th position, goes for the inside as well. Not quite making it happen. We've got to kind of jump through, see what's going on everywhere. Oh, Scrabbo going in wide in the background. Get it back on track. Come on, Scrabbo. You can keep it going. That's a good job. He's got dirty tyres now. He needs to keep it clean through these next couple of corners. Josh in 11th. Oh, and Rick. What's happened to Rick in 12th? Looks like he's miles back off the group. Didn't quite catch what's happened there. Looks like he's got damage as well. Let's get up. I don't know why it's not at the bottom, actually. There we are. He has damage. So Rick's got to crawl around the full lap with damage, and it's engine damage as well. So that couldn't be any worse for Rick. It's Josh that went into the back of E-Man. E-Man not getting off the line for some reason in the Mazda, and Josh went into the back of him. So Josh has picked up damage from that. He's actually got front aero damage and front right and left suspension damage. Struggling with the McLaren through that corner as well. Scrabber trying to gather it up after a little mistake as well. So E-Man down into 9th now. I've missed what's happened there, but he's dropped back. He's behind Jamming now. Teammates battling it side by side, more or less, or bumper to bumper, should I say. Jamming with the lead over E-Man. Let's jump. Oh, so E-Man's had a little bit of contact at the rear by the look of it. He's picked up rear damage, so I'm guessing he's had a little shunt from behind. Tanso there in 7th. Let's go a little bit further up and see what's going on. Phil Babage in 6th. Obi-Wan now through on Phil. He was behind when we last joined them. Now into 5th. Good work there from Obi-Wan. Now gets to concentrate on the back of the McLaren of Apache in 4th. See if he can reel him in. And Cutler with a little bit of a gap in the NSX in 3rd. And then look at the battle for first between Carrington and Britzberger, bumper to bumper, to follow each other over the line to complete the first lap. And Britzberger holding the lead for the time being. This is good stuff. Carrington probably kicking himself that early mistake, but he's certainly not out of the race yet. He needs to keep his head. Jamming and E-Man repping the Hermes, yeah, they look good as well, don't they? What's pole time? It was a 3:05.0 from Cutler, I think. Good evening, Billy, as well, by the way. No, not quite in the 3:04s, but very close. Yeah, and life's good, and being dad's pretty cool, actually. I was a bit worried about the whole thing, being a first-time dad, as sure most guys are when they first have a kid. But yeah, it's good. I'm really enjoying it, if I'm honest. Thanks for asking, Billy. Thank you very much. It's good stuff. Britzberger's still holding out the lead from Carrington here. Pressure on though from Carrington. Not letting him get away with it. Let's go on board. At the same time, I want to skip through. I don't want to lose track of the action going on behind and the context of the race for everyone else. Obi-Wan with a little bit of pressure on now from Apache. So Obi-Wan's got past Apache. He was in 5th position. But Apache's dropped it somewhere, I'm guessing. Obi-Wan's managed to get through. Or Obi-Wan's done a brilliant overtake, because it's not the easiest track to do it on. Carrying a lot of speed. There's a couple of heavy braking zones, but not massively heavy. So yeah, doing a good job, Obi-Wan, as we saw last week as well. And battling with a guy who was battling with pretty much the whole time last week as well, Apache. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on those guys, see how that develops. Phil in 6th now. Oh God, what was that? Weird little sound they just made. Phil dropping back a little bit off the guys in front, but still holding 6th position comfortably with no pressure from behind. Tanso in 7th. E-Man in 8th. E-Man with a little penalty, just burning it off there on the right hand side. He didn't actually need to pull to the right hand side really, he didn't have anyone behind him, but there you go, no major time loss from that, other than the actual time loss of losing the penalty. Why did I say no time loss? Worst thing to say when you're losing a penalty. Anyway, Josh in 10th place. We have Scrabbo in 11th, so Scrabbo's dropped back another position. I think he's struggling with this NSX. Not to be harsh to him or anything, but it seems to be struggling with it a little bit so far in this championship. So let's look for the action. We've got Tanso and E-Man and Tanso still following each other very closely. E-Man putting the pressure on, trying to get 7th. But we'll jump a little bit further up for the time being. Oh, a bit of a gap developing, so I'm glad I did. We don't need to keep jumping back to this battle. Carrington and Britzberger is still hard at it. No pun intended for the guy from Amsterdam. Okay, this is well following each other very closely, doing a great job of keeping it clean. Nice respect on the brakes as well, not forcing the issue on each other, not going for a late dive or anything like that. Nice respectful racing, it's what we like to see, good clean stuff. Going well as well, looks like they've got into a rhythm these two now, so they're just pulling away from the field behind. Cutler doing a good job of holding 3rd place, Obi-Wan slowly catching him up by the look of it. Not far behind now at all actually in the Mercedes. So this is the first time, this is the first time I think since this championship started. It's only in round 2, don't get me wrong, I might be getting a bit carried away, but this is the first time that we've actually had 2 manufacturers in the top positions. So, 2 cars of the same manufacturer in the top position. So we've got Obi-Wan in the Mercedes in 4th, and is it Britzberger in the Mercedes as well in 1st. So wasn't the case last week, as I read out earlier. If you missed it and you just joined, the top 6 finishers last week were 6 different cars, 6 different manufacturers, and there's only 6 manufacturers in this championship, so it was really good spread, and goes to show they're pretty even, these cars, and anyone can kind of can get it up there. So Phil unfortunately joining him at a bit of a bad moment, as he has a bit of an excursion off the track. Didn't look too bad, although he has picked up some damage, and he's got really bad front left tyre wear already. So we're on lap 3, so he'll have to really keep an eye on that tyre. He might be pitting this lap round. I think it might be worth it with that kind of tyre wear. Obviously he probably can't hear me, I don't know why I'm giving him advice, but that's just my little input, my little opinion on it. Tanso in 8th. Don't look like he's going particularly quickly with his engine damage, so something's happened there with Tanso. I'm missing the action a bit further down. What's gone on there? I'm not sure. Jamming with engine damage as well, so I've been not sure if it's been an incident with each other between Tanso and jamming, but they've both picked up really bad damage, so it might have been an off individually, a mistake on their own. This does bring the guys a little bit further back. Josh can potentially gain a position or two here. Rick as well, and Scrabbo potentially could join into this one and gain a position or two as well, with jamming and Tanso having to crawl around for more or less a full lap. So this is the interesting point in this long track. It does bring quite a bit of strategy into it, and especially with the damage on, and with quite a few people picking up engine damage so far. Just gonna have a quick sip. I'm getting a bit dry. 40 minutes race. Yeah, sorry. You still haven't told me what AG bingo is. I'm intrigued. I know you said if you told me I'd ruin it, but because it's probably some word that I say all the time. I'm guessing that's what it is, and every time I say it, you have a swig of Guinness. I'm guessing it'll be Billy for you. If I'm not mistaken, you're quite the Guinness fan. So Obi-Wan just slowly creeps his way into these races. You don't really notice him doing all, but he's up there. I think he was in 6th right at the beginning, after like the first couple of corners, and he's managed to get himself up into 3rd. So just keeps banging those consistent laps in, and if you look as well, he's managed a 3:05.6, a 3:05.5, so very, very consistent on the 2 fast laps he's done. Obviously his first lap is a standing start lap, so it's not quite the same, but yeah, you can't really ask for much more consistency. There's not even a 10th between those times there, so that's good going. Impressive stuff there from Obi-Wan, and worth mentioning when you notice consistency like that. At the moment, Britsburger's putting the fastest lap though, and it's really quite a quick one. It's a 3:04.539, a lot quicker than what we saw in qualifying. So Britsburger doing a great job, and it's probably just because of the pressure on from Carrington behind. Obviously, Carrington you might expect to get the fastest lap because Carrington's had the slipstream the whole way around, but Britsburger is doing a phenomenal job in first place to hold off Carrington behind and be putting in those kind of lap times. Impressive. And again, putting up with the pressure. He's had pressure on for how long? We've been going 11 minutes now, and he's had pressure on the whole time. So Britsburger gained the lead more or less in the 2nd or 3rd corner, I think it was. So after Carrington went a little bit wide, so he's held the pressure for 11 minutes. Let's see if we can do it for, well, let's see how long he can do it for, if we can do it the whole way. And what a race if he can, if it carries on like this and this close. If you can hold off the guy behind when you're this close for a full race. I've only had like a few races like that in all my time, and God, it's sweaty stuff. You've never felt pressure like it. You're so scared of making a little mistake. But it makes some people drive better, and I'm guessing Britsburger's one of them. Anyway, we'll jump back and see what else is going on. Obi-Wan, like I've mentioned, in 3rd, Apache in 4th, E-Man in 5th now. So after a little mistake here and there, dropping back, he's really done quite a good job to get himself back into 5th. Unfortunately, he's not got a car close to follow in front, so he's just going to have to keep his head and put in the laps on his own. It's a bit of a time trial session for him now, but I'm sure he'll get into some kind of race later on with the pit stops. What's going on here? What was that all about? So, I think that was just Phil getting out of the way for Cutler. Cutler coming through. And Phil with the damage, not able to do much about it. Look at that front left tyre as well. Jesus Christ, if you're not sure what I'm on about, the bottom left of the screen is where the tyre wear is, and the big red bar is the front left, basically, and it's really bad on the GTR there. Tanso on the mediums. Oh, drifting it through there. Ooh, manages to get out of it before causing himself any damage, but he's found himself on the grass. So I'm guessing Tanso, not got the traction control on. Definitely not. And why would you? I mean, come on. But yeah, it's moments like that where you think, yeah, maybe I should have kept it on. So Tanso having a mare of a time there, getting going, and he's just seen a couple of drivers go past as well. So Scrabber pretty much on his own. If you look at the mini map on the top right, Tanso a big gap to the cars in front, but in a bit of a train of three we have Rick, Josh and Jamin, which have found themselves towards the back for the majority of the beginning of the race, but they're now starting to climb those positions and find themselves in 8th, 9th and 10th. Oh, Josh diving in the pits though. Quick stop. So no fuel there for Josh. What was it? Oh, they literally just fixed his damage there. He hadn't even taken tyres either, so just got rid of the damage. Finds himself in 10th. So Rick, yeah, getting into this race now, 9th position. Was right at the back at the beginning. So it goes to show, always just carry on. It's so easy to lose your head and think, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm just going to quit. But it's races like these long ones where it really goes to show that don't just always stick with it. You can always get kind of back into the race. Yeah, you might not win. You might have had a really good chance of winning at the beginning and you might have messed it all up, but you can still gain positions, you can still get back into it, and you can still have a race with the cars that you catch up in front. It's what racing's all about at the end of the day. It's not always bumper to bumper good stuff. Saying that, let's go back and check on Cutler in 5th now. So Cutler dropping down from a good start in 3rd. Look at this. Now we're 15 minutes in and there's still bumper to bumper. A little gap developed. I can actually call that a gap because so far that's about as much of a gap as I've seen. But nope, there we go. Carrington's closed it up again. But look at this. It's really good, respectful stuff. And again, Carrington could have gone for probably 15, 20 overtake opportunities at this point. Now on lap 5 that they're on. Oh, both choosing to pit. Oh no, not both choosing to pit. Carrington, last second decision to stay out by the look of it. Nearly dived into the pits along with Britsberger, but just saw him, look like, change his mind. Obi-Wan in the pits now as well. So Patchy gaining a position by going through and not pitting this lap round. Britsberger, this is the kind of gap that they had in front, Britsberger and Carrington, because Britsberger's just pitted. And let's have a look, he's got fresh tyres on. I don't think he's gone for fuel, so he's just had a tyre change and he's come out in 2nd. So Patchy in 3rd place still didn't quite manage to get the position on him, and Britsberger, as we've seen, already capable of battling with a little bit of pressure from behind, so manages to fend off the attempts from Apache early on there as they came out of the pits, and does a good job, hold 2nd position nicely. Good racing tonight, it's got to be said. So it's all down to Carrington now. Can Carrington still get any kind of pace out of this super soft tyre that's incredible, about halfway worn at the front? Not too bad at the back. Not great either though, to be fair. So he's got quite bad tyre wear. Can he get a decent... commentator's curse. Can he get a decent lap in and make some kind of advantage out of the fact that he stayed out? So he's going for the overcut, if you like. Britsberger going for the undercut, coming in early and getting the... But with a 3-minute lap as well, that might make the difference, because Britsberger is going to have more tyre wear towards the next pit stop than Carrington will have. So it might play into Carrington's hands, even though Carrington might not have track position when he comes out of the pits. Well, I'm very doubtful he will. And he might even lose position to Apache here, because Apache's not too far off the back of Britsberger. And Apache's got the... Has he got the slipstream? No, he hasn't really. I was going to say he's sat in the slipstream of Apache, of Britsberger, but he's not really too far back. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens when Carrington pits. Obi-Wan in 4th, Cutler in 5th, having a bit of a lonely one at the moment. Looking at the map on the top right, he's got a lot of making up to do to make it up to Obi-Wan. I'm not sure what's happened there. I think I've maybe missed a bit of an incident there from Cutler, because I don't think he was quite that far back a minute ago. so easy on this track. Yeah, most tracks you can kind of like, you look at one corner and you watch everyone go through that corner. For example, like Dragon Trail, Seaside, if you don't know it, it's got a really bad chicane on it. And there's always going to be crashes on that chicane, so you kind of watch all the drivers go through that chicane every lap. And it kind of lends itself to watching that corner and a bit of action and stuff. But on this, I have no idea, so I keep missing everything. I don't know where people are likely to have the mistakes, basically. It's such a long lap, it can happen anywhere. Carrington is in the pits this lap round. Let's see what he does. He might as well put fuel on. He hasn't got a lot of fuel left, so there's no point in going for tyres and no fuel. Which, oh, I'm going to say which it looks like he's just done, but I jumped the gun a little bit. So there we see Obi-Wan, the master of strategy from last week, is back. Look at him go into second place. He's on the Super Soft, which is one lap older than Carrington's, which has just come out of the pits. So he's in a good, strong position. Roughly between them, they've got roughly, not exactly, but the same fuel. And yeah, so he's strategy. I love this guy, Obi-Wan, strategic god. He did this last week. His strategy was really good. Britzberger in a really good position now, 5-second lead. Look at Obi-Wan though, closing that down. So Obi-Wan is coming for Britzberger at this rate. This should make for an interesting race towards the end, I think. I'm getting ahead of myself running. Well, I'm not even halfway through. 5 seconds and we are. There we go, halfway through. So we're looking at roughly a 14 lap race as we're on lap 7 now, halfway point. Oh, messages, sorry. Oh god, there's a lot of messages. Jesus Christ. Correct body tonight, mate. Nice. Oh well, I want to know the word. Get you absolutely blasted. Johnny's really concentrating tonight. We've got music blasting through his head. Nice. Not wrong with that. If you like your music on. When I used to do quite a bit of go-karting back in the day, and I used to sing to myself, as silly as that might sound. I used to sing quite a lot to myself. It's something quite reassuring that no one can hear you whilst you're driving around with a helmet and go-karting. With tyre wear on such a long track as this, it's the last 5 or 10 minutes. But yep, you're right about that. It's a strategy race, and it's who gets it right towards the end, and the tyre choices and everything. No, I don't. No, they don't have to use different compounds in this. How many questions, Billy? Bloody hell. It's like a quiz, is this? I can't watch Carrington. Oh, he's having a good race. You should be proud of him no matter what happens. He's had a really, really good start to this one. And the pressure he was putting on Britzberger there, he can be proud of himself for that alone. Never mind where he ends up finishing. That's Stephanie Carrington. That's Carrington's wife, by the way. Talking to kind of thing. If anyone was wondering in the chat. I thought you were driving and typing. Who was using the first? Oh, I think you might have had a few too many. He's using the Forster. Who's using the? Oh, Obi-Wan. Ah, see, I should have got that a bit sooner than I did. Wonder what you're on about then. Right, let's catch up with the actual race. I'll stay with it a chat for 2 minutes. Thank you for the messages there. It's all very welcome. Thank you very much. So let's go through the order. I haven't been through all the way for a while. Let's remind ourselves exactly what's going on. Britzberger is in first. Picked up a little penalty, but nothing to worry about. I'm sure he can handle that. The gap between him and Obi-Wan in second place is now down roughly about a second over what it was about a lap ago. So he's got the gap roughly down to about 4 seconds. Just dropped below 4 seconds as I said that. As Obi-Wan, so he's slowly catching up. Britzberger in front, which should be interesting. Apache in third, quite a big gap now in third position. He's dropped off. Another incident I fear I might have missed there, because that's a big gap all of a sudden. He wasn't that far behind. Cutler back up into fourth. Oh, Carrington, what's happened here? Has Carrington just pitted? Nope. Where's my right? This never ever works for me, but I'm going to try and do it. No, don't go far enough back. Is that the one? No. Busy messing about with this replay function, but I never get it right, so... Right, anyway, yeah. Missed what happened, but unfortunately, so I can't explain to you, Stephanie. I'm gutted that I can't explain to you. Oh, icing on the motorbike, yeah, it's good. There's something good about singing with a helmet and the loud engine. And you can proper sing your heart out as well. It's not like da, 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 da. You like proper go for it. It's good. Well, Carrington got a bit of work to do now. Drop behind Cutler. I keep missing the action. I keep kicking myself a little bit because there haven't been that many overtakes go on. So bit of a shame we haven't seen what actually happened there. Cutler might have just made a really good move. Well, Carrington might have made a bit of a mistake. There's no damage to tell the tale, so I'm not sure. But hopefully we'll get this story after the race. But there might be a bit of a mystery for now. That's the thing about streaming. It's good when you do the replays because you can go back and actually watch it again. But when you're streaming, nothing I can do. If I miss it, I miss it. It's really annoying. Don't want to tear away from this now, it's good. Carrington going for it as well, side by side. Tricky little chicane this bit. Not the fastest of corners, running it nice and tidy side by side though. Good respect shown from each driver. And good job there from Carrington, gets it through and up into fourth. Nicely done. Let's see what Cutler's tyres are like. What the hell's happened here? Oh, my pad's turned off. Oh yes, yeah, that might tell a little bit of the story. If you look at the tyres between the two, so Cutler's rear tyres are absolutely mangled compared to Carrington's rather fresh and daisy like super softs front and rear. So yeah, that explains that one. Carrington doing a really good job of not sitting behind for too long in that case. And look at Cutler diving in the pits this lap round. He knows that he can't continue for that much longer. We're losing that much time. So into the pits he dives. Meanwhile, Britzberger is now... Oh, the gap is keeps coming down. Let's go on board with everyone for a little half a lap or so. Because he's doing some good fast driving here. Why have I forgotten all the buttons? Why won't it let me do anything? Have I not changed the camera angle once? I must not have done. Anyway, yeah, we'll stick on board with Obi-Wan. It's got the gap just under 3 to... can't get my words out all of a sudden. It's just brought the gap to first place just under 3 seconds. It's just gone over again, but hovering around the 3 second mark. Nothing in it. Back marker to pass up front as well. It looks like Britzberger's caught him at a very convenient time on the long straight, but it might not be quite as convenient for Obi-Wan that. Back marker in front of him as he comes through this corner. Hopefully he's aware that he's there. Looks like he is. Pulls to the left hand side brakes. Good racecraft and awareness shown. It's not the most pleasant thing to have to do, pull over and let someone pass, but it's good to see when people are just adults about it. You can find some people get a bit odd about things like that. You see how Obi-Wan's doing it, just keeping it nice and calm, although he has dropped a second, and that might have been something to do with that back marker affecting him a little bit, but it's no big deal. There's no major mistakes in there. So going back through, Carrington saying nothing much happening behind him now. Cutler's obviously out now on the medium tyre, so Cutler going for a bit of a longer stint, maybe to the end, because there's only 13 minutes to go, so could be. Would it go to the end? I don't think it. Nah, it won't. Surely the mediums won't last that long either. But interesting one. So Cutler's tyres in theory should outlast Carrington's here with some good driving. but we have seen some actual pretty bad tyre wear from the rear end of the NSX. The rear end a little bit leery by the look of it, and just picking up that extra bit of tyre wear that maybe some of the other cars and manufacturers don't. So that might come into play between Cutler and Carrington. It'll be an interesting one to see what happens on this tyre battle now between those two. So Britzberger back out in first place after a nice comfortable pit stop, and look at his time now. He's brought into the 3:03s as his fastest lap. Only just mind, it's a 3:03.993. So that's pretty impressive. Again, the qualifying time for pole position was a 3:050 from Cutler, so that's it's over a second quicker. And that's race pace. So this boy's not slow, Britzberger. So this now it's a Mercedes lockout for 1-2 as well. It's like the bloody F1. Actually in third. It's all died down a little bit. There's not a lot of action to crack on with commentating on. Oh, what's happened here now? Why do I keep missing it? It's so bloody annoying. Oh, it's a pit stop, that's what's happened. Oh, I thought there was a mistake or something. So Carrington has gone for fresh tyres again. They didn't even look that bad to me. Maybe he's I don't know, maybe it was fuel actually. I haven't really been watching the fuel gauge. Maybe it was fuel that brought him in, but yeah, they didn't look that bad last time I checked in on Carrington, because that's exactly what I was on about with the battle between him and Cutler. Thought it might be an interesting battle between them and the tyres, but maybe Carrington spotted that one and thought better of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading a bit too much into it. I don't know. Who knows? Phil Babbage in 6th. Ooh, little sketchy through the apex there. Gathers it up nicely. Don't let it affect him. Why would he? It's Phil Babbage. We've got Rick in 7th. Look at this. Rick were driving around at the back at the beginning of this race, and now holding down 7th position and doing a great job of it in the Nissan GTR. Different livery to everyone else, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. But there you go. That's like me. I just turn up with a random livery when we're all meant to have the same and stuff like that. I'm terrible at everything other than the racing. And get there like 10 minutes before, no practice, wrong livery on, and then give it a good go at winning. E-Man in 8th. Josh having a little moment in the McLaren. We caught you, Josh, having a little moment on the grass. Not too bad though, he's on his outlap as well, so he's probably picked up a little bit extra tyre wear from that moment, trying to gather it up, that he probably didn't really need on his outlap, but there you go. Tanso in 10th. Tanso did start a little higher up and was holding his own a little higher up in the race, but he's dropped back quite a way now, jamming all the way back in 11th, driving around on his own. 2 minutes 46 off the leader, so a long way back, and then Scrabber 3 minutes 20 off the leader, so a long way back for Scrabber. Credit to these guys though, a lot of guys would have quit by now, but no. There's all this field team's committed to this championship, and it's all the better for it. Otherwise we'd just have like 8 drivers driving around at this point, because some of them are at the back, and it does happen in other championships, believe me. Hopefully you've enjoyed it tonight. If you have, let's get it in there. If you have enjoyed watching tonight, do consider hitting that like button. If you've not enjoyed it but you've been sat there watching for hours, what have you been doing? But feel free to hit that dislike button. Does me a favour, lets me know basically one way or the other. I'm guessing if you sit there for quite a long time watching, you like it, but it's always nice to get that little like, and it always helps with YouTube as well, to be honest. It's a tough old thing, YouTube. It's all algorithms and it's too complicated for my liking. But yeah, all that kind of stuff helps. I hate having to say it. it doesn't help anything. I don't make any money or anything like that. It just helps maybe more people find it and see it, that's all. Oh, I'm incredibly hot up here. I don't know why. It was a bloody hot night tonight. I'm glad I'm not racing because I would be sweaty. Is this battle developing? Not really. It's heated up and now it's gone stone cold between Obi-Wan and Britsberger. The gap's up to 6 seconds now. He's let me down as Obi-Wan, master of strategy. It'll all come good in the end though. We are into, well, nearly into the last, well, I might as well call it what it is. It's 6 minutes. I'd like to say the last 5 minutes, but it's 6 minutes of racing, so there's roughly 2 laps left. For anyone that's coming over the line anytime soon, that is. Patrick catching the back marker now. Just letting him through. Is that E-Man? No, it's the other one. For some reason, I can't keep it in my head that Jamming's E-Man's teammate. So it's Jamming. I find I get a bit lost at this point in the races, if you might have noticed. I just keep skipping through because I'm not exactly sure what to watch because there's no dramatic close action going on. So I'm just hoping to catch some kind of action. Jamming in the pits. It's a late pit stop, but obviously we'll definitely get to the end on those tyres. He's got that safety blanket. Oh, comes out as well, side by side with Scrabber. Oh, a bit of a battle into T1. Jamming, winning out this time. That was quite aggressive, but good. It wasn't too aggressive. So, right towards the end, Jamming and Scrabber right at the back, battling away. It's good. I love to see a battle at the back because at the end of the day you don't have to be winning races to actually enjoy it and have a good battle with someone. It's good to see a battle throughout the field. Oh, Jamming getting a little bit wrong, gathers it up but then goes off again. Oh no. Oh, they could have lined it up for such a good race to the finish there. Oh, was that contact? It looks like Scraboo slowed down a little bit, so maybe Scraboo felt responsible for that. But he's carried on anyway, so I'm not sure what that was about. Oh, that was Rick in the barriers ahead of Tanso there. So Tanso is about to drive past Rick and pick up a position up into 9th. That'll be pleasant news for Tanso, not so much for Rick at the end of the race, or more or less at the end. Rick picking up damage as well, so having to drive round again for a lap with damage. Luckily, he's not right at the beginning of the lap, but it's never good. So Tanso picking up 9th position towards the end now. Josh in 8th, E-Man in 7th. So E-Man's had a bit of a yo-yo race, as I always call it. We've gone up, down. But in the end, he's not doing a bad job in 7th. Can be a pretty respectable finish. Oh, here we go. Loads of messages again. Oh, yeah, how do I miss all these? Let's see how the back runners are fighting. Yeah, they are fighting. Let's go back and actually... Oh, no. Messed it up, didn't they? Messed it up. Oh yeah, not a huge battle going on now. I was hoping there was going to be some entertainment to the line there from the back markers. Well, not the back markers, the guys towards the back. But nothing happening at the moment. Oh, no. Carrington, what are you doing? What happened there? Oh, if I'm quick enough, I should be able to actually get the replay. Oh, let's have a look. I've done it. I've got it. I've got the replay. Going side by side, Carrington and Cutler. Cutler on the inside, Carrington around the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact. Not much room given there from Cutler. And acknowledging his mistake there, Cutler. On the brakes, ready to let him back through. But yeah, good hard driving. It's getting quite aggressive between these guys now. How the hell do I get out of the replay? No, I don't want to watch it again. I want to get out of it. I think I am out of it, that's it. These guys are still side by side, so this has turned into an interesting battle all of a sudden. I'm glad they jumped up to this. So Cutler and Carrington battling out on the what will be... No, it won't be. They'll get over the line for another lap. I'm going to say this will be the last lap, but it won't be. So this might be a tyre battle on this last lap. It's that long a lap that it might actually make a difference, the tyres between these two. But Cutler has now got some pressure to hold. Carrington already seen at the beginning of the race putting extreme pressure on Britsberger for 15 minutes at least. It was brilliant racing between the two of them. Very respectable stuff, no late dives, no crazy overtake attempts, anything like that. It was really good stuff and really good to watch. So like I've already said, Carrington can be proud of this race no matter what happens after that beginning stint. Really good racing. But he's not going to give in now. So Cutler feeling the heat of the mighty CRT Carrington coming through behind in the Jaguar, putting the paintwork well and truly in the rear view mirror of the NSX. This is good stuff. I'm just going to skip through the top few to make sure there's nothing major going on there. Obi-Wan's got that gap down to 3 seconds again, but nothing doing for close racing. Look at this back marker involved as well. Will this affect anything? Carrington going for it, side by side. Carrington on the outside, Cutler on the inside. Is this the same corner? It is the same corner. Oh, Cutler running a little bit wide, just caught the grass. Big moment of oversteer to catch, just about gathers it up, just in front of Carrington, without any big incident, but that could have been a bad one. Carrington running a little bit wide there, going for it here, these boys, pushing hard. They know it's the last lap now. So I'm afraid we're pretty much going to stick with this. I will skip through just briefly to make sure there's no major race going on behind, just in the interest of fairness for everyone. But no, there's no major action going on, so we will stick with this. Oh, look at this, side by side as we rejoin. Cutler and Carrington. The battle for 4th position is well and truly alive. Come on. Oh, Cutler going a little bit wide on the exit, so these guys are pushing maybe a little bit too hard. And look at this for Carrington now, he's running out of fuel. And he's not at the end of the lap either, so Carrington is going to have to start considering this fuel, otherwise he is going to run out. Cutler with no fuel issues whatsoever, so this might go back to Cutler. Meanwhile, we've got Britsberger actually finishing. Well done to Britsberger, congratulations, brilliant race from the start. Obi-Wan finishing in 2nd. Apache will be bringing it home in 3rd in just a second, and then we'll just keep an eye on this battle. Carrington now through on Cutler, but will Carrington have enough fuel to finish this race? He's got a few corners still to go. Oh, it's exciting stuff. Come on, Carrington. Cutler's gonna catch him. I can't help but feel he will. He can't be full speed, can't Carrington, surely. He's got no fuel. He's literally just run out of fuel by the look of it on the gauge. He's running on fumes as he comes over the line. Is he going to get 4th or is he going to run out? He just about made it over the line, I think. That is pretty close. That is about as close as you want to do it on fuel for Carrington there. Well done, Carrington. Good race in the end there. Cutler in 5th. Brilliant race to the finish line from those two. And good finish for Cutler. Phil Babage had a bit of a race on his own in the GTR, but he's kept us entertained at times as well. In 6th position, he's going to bring it home. E-Man in 7th. Just coming past jamming there is Phil Babage to lap him one more time before he finishes. Oh, I ain't caught up with the messages, it's been too exciting. Jersey, yeah, oh, brilliant stuff. I hope whoever's watching really enjoyed that, because I certainly did. Phil Babage bringing it home in 6th in the end then. E-Man going to bring it home in 7th, nearly going a little bit deep into that last corner. Is it the last corner? Nearly the last, second to last, the penultimate corner. But E-Man's going to bring it home in 7th, and just for the interest of going through the field and reading out everyone else, Josh finishes in 8th, Tanso in 9th, Rick in 10th, Scrabbo in 11th in the end, and then Jamming unfortunately finds himself at the back in 12th. So that's pretty much it. We'll finish it out with E-Man just coming over the line to round that race out. Round 2 of the Tanso Group 3 manufacturers team versus team. And good stuff it is too. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing the commentary on this so far. I know it's only been 2 rounds, but yeah, there's some good strategy going into these races and some seriously quick times as well we're seeing. So yeah, it's been really, really, really good stuff. I'll give my little congratulations to the guys. That was a really good race. Just have a quick scout through the comments. Well done, E-Man from Billy. Yeah, you've done a good job. And like considering his age again as well, it's really good to see these young'uns holding their own against what are, quite frankly, probably older, more experienced drivers that might actually drive in real life. Obviously, E-Man being 15, probably not driving in real life, you know. So holding his own against some good drivers out there. It's good to see. Well done from everyone in the chat there. Really, really good. I think everyone enjoyed that who was watching, and I dare say, hopefully I did it some kind of justice. I know I missed a few incidents here and there, and there were some unexplained position changes, but I try and do my best, and it's hard. You try and do it if you like. I mean that in the nicest possible way, not aggressively or anything. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's not the easiest thing to do with commentary, believe it or not. Anyway, there's my excuse. So I'm going to give my voice a rest, pretty much leave it at that. Again, thank you again. I can't say it enough. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Consider hitting that like button if you haven't done already. Feel free to hit that dislike button if you don't like what I'm doing. But I'm guessing you won't be here watching, and you certainly won't got to the end. So take care. See you again soon. And bye for now. I will see you next Sunday, if not before. Might try and start doing a few more videos and stuff again. Now we've kind of got into some kind of routine with the baby. Anyway, see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye. Wrong button. I always do this. Say bye and then I don't actually leave. It gets a bit embarrassing. Anyway, bye.